Well, hello, my friend. Welcome to Granny B's house. Are you having a good day? Oh, I hope so. Granny B's having a pretty good day. Are you being kind to those people around you? Are you doing little things to make the world a better place? Well, when you treat other people the way you want to be treated, oh my goodness, it makes everybody's world a better place. Do you have a best friend, a special friend that you want to be with all the time and do things with? Well, Granny B has a lot of best friends, I think. I have people I do different things with, and I'll bet you do too. This book is called My Best Friend, and it's written by Gabby Goldsack and illustrated by Frances Evans. So let's read about My Best Friend. I'm going to move out of the way because these are some pretty pictures. Emily was playing in the backyard with her favorite doll, Hannah. "Hello, Emily," called a cheerful voice. It was Sarah, who lived next door. The two girls were best friends. "Can I play with Hannah too?" asked Sarah, reaching out to pick her up. Emily held on tightly to Hannah. She was a very special doll, and Emily didn't like anybody else to play with her. "Hannah's tired," said Emily. "I think I'll put her to bed, then I'll come back and play with you." Sarah sighed. She'd really like to play with Hannah. Emily was so lucky to have such a special doll. For the rest of the morning, Emily and Sarah played in Emily's yard. First, they took turns pushing each other on the swing to see who could go highest. Then they played in Emily's treehouse. It was their special hideout, and nobody else was allowed in it. They both thought it was great living next door to each other. The next day, both girls got up early and ran down to the front yard. They were very excited. They were going on vacation together. Every year they went to the same vacation cottage. Sarah was traveling with Emily's family. That way they could talk to each other on the journey. "Can Hannah sit between us?" asked Emily as they climbed into the car. "Sorry," said Emily. "Hannah says she wants to sit by the window." And she tucked Hannah safely out of Sarah's reach. At last they arrived at the cottage, and the girls raced from room to room, checking that nothing had changed since last year. At bedtime, they snuggled down in their cozy beds in the attic. They loved sharing a room on vacation. They stayed awake long after the lights went out, talking and laughing together. This vacation was the best one yet. The sun shone, and Sarah and Emily spent most of their days playing outside. One day, Sarah rode her bicycle without training wheels for the first time. The next day, Emily did the same. It always seemed to happen like that. First one would learn something new, then the other would quickly follow in her footsteps. Soon the girls were racing each other on their bikes. They played together from sunrise to sunset. They'd never been happier. One sunny morning, Sarah and Emily went for a pony ride. At the riding center, Emily was put on a black pony called Buttons, and Sarah was put on a dappled pony called Bonnie. Full of excitement, Sarah and Emily were led round a small paddock by two older girls. When Buttons broke into a bumpy trot, Emily giggled with glee. "Me too," cried Sarah, and Bonnie trotted as well. The two friends couldn't wait to tell their parents what a wonderful time they'd had. "Can we go riding again when we get home?" Sarah asked her mom and dad. The girls' moms looked at each other and frowned. Began Sarah's mom. "There's something we've been meaning to tell you. Things will be a little different when we get home. Sarah's mom and dad had something important to tell her. Back at the cottage, Sarah's dad broke the news. "We're moving away," he began. "I've got a new job, and Mommy and I have found a wonderful new house." Emily and Sarah couldn't believe their ears. They wouldn't be neighbors anymore. "It's not too far. You'll still be able to see Emily on weekends and during vacations," he said. "But I don't want to move," cried Sarah. She threw her arms around Emily. "You won't forget me, will you?" she whispered. "No," said Emily. For the rest of the vacation, Sarah pleaded with her parents. "Can't we stay at our old house?" she asked. Sarah's dad tried to explain everything slowly and patiently. He told her that his new job was too far away to drive each day. "Emily can come and stay whenever she wants," he said. "Well, can I go and stay with Emily sometimes too?" Sarah asked her mom. "Of course," her mom replied. "And will I still be your best friend?" Sarah asked Emily. "Of course," said Emily. Back at home after the vacation, the last days of summer flew by. Sarah watched sadly as all the things in her house were packed into boxes. "Do you think Emily will forget me?" Sarah asked her mom. "Of course not," replied her mom, giving her a comforting hug. "But just to make sure, why don't we buy her a special goodbye present?" On the morning that Sarah and her family were due to leave, Emily and her parents gathered outside the house to say goodbye. "I've brought you a present to remember me by," said Sarah, handing Emily a gift. Emily ripped off the paper. Nestled inside was a gorgeous golden heart necklace. "It's beautiful," Emily smiled. As she picked up the necklace, she suddenly noticed something. "Look, there are 2 chains with 2 pendants. You put them together to make one heart, and it says best friends." She handed one to Sarah. "You have one pendant, and then whenever you look at it, you can think of me. That way we will never be apart." At last the 2 friends realized that they could still be best friends even when they weren't next-door neighbors. Just then, Emily rushed inside the house. She came out a minute later carrying Hannah. "Here," she said, putting the doll into Sarah's arms. "Hannah will keep you company until you make friends at your new house." Sarah was speechless. She gave Emily an enormous hug. She looked so happily that Emily knew she had done the right thing. Emily held her pendant next to Sarah's and grinned. "Sharing really is great," she declared, "especially sharing things with your best friend." Oh, there they are. Well, that kind of makes me sad when best friends have to be separated because one of them moves away. But today, there's lots of ways to stay in touch with our friends when they move away. Granny B was pretty sad when I moved to a new town about 20 years ago. But it didn't take long to make new friends because I was being kind to the people I met. And before long, Granny B had lots of new friends. I still have all my old friends, though, because I try to stay in touch with them. So if you have friends who are moving away, do your best to stay in touch with them because friendships are wonderful. And when you find somebody that you share a heart with, oh, it just makes every day better. So you remember that Granny Bee loves you, and I share my heart with you every time I read a story. So I hope you'll come back and see me again sometime, because I'll read you another story. Okay? Bye-bye.